Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys have been blessed and staying safe. Today is Saturday, the Saturday before Valentine's Day. So I just wanted to hop on here and record a quick video. As you all know, I recently started dabbling in the world of paper crafting. So this is what I'm doing now. So what I'm gonna do is a teddy bear dome candy holder, and I know that's a whole lot. So this is the package to the dome that I got. Let me see. So I got this from Hobby Lobby. This is what it looks like. It's 2 pieces. So it's a clear ornament that you put together. This one is fairly large, so I had to increase the size of the teddy bear. So the heart shape cutout would fit. Here it is. So now I just kind of played around with it, and it's looking like it's not gonna fit on there exactly, but you kind of get the gist of how it's supposed to look. So I had to play around with this a lot to try to get the measurements correct. These are my smaller pieces of a teddy bear. I had to put them on this white sheet of paper so I wouldn't lose it. So I'm gonna move everything around. So the materials that you're gonna need, of course, your heart-shaped dome. This particular SVG came with 2 different images where it had the heart cut out as seen here, and then it had the one with the circle cut out dome, and those are just normally the Christmas ornaments that you see, where they have the 2 pieces together. I got all of my paper I got from Hobby Lobby. So Joanne sells paper, Michael sells paper, everybody sells paper, but I just got mine from Hobby Lobby just because why not? I love Hobby Lobby. Also using Elaine's tacky glue. I got this little bitty one from the Dollar Tree. It was $1. Again, I'm just experimenting. I know there are many different craft glues out there, but this is just, you know, what I found, because again, whenever you're crafting and you're doing something new, start with the cheapest route first. That way, you know, if you decide that you don't like it, you hadn't spent a lot of money. You hadn't bought a $10 bottle of glue only to decide you don't like it. If you're like me and you're on social media, there is so much information out there. You can get like an information overload. I used to try to jump on every new trend, everything that was coming out first. I felt like I had to jump on it. And that put me in a situation where I had so many craft items and supplies and materials. And it's like, soon as I will make one thing, another thing is out. And so if you don't get onto, you know, if you don't get on top of what's new, you'll end up missing out the trend. So I just kind of had to stop and regroup. And I just want to drop that little tidbit out there, because crafting can be expensive. It's an expensive hobby, especially if you're doing it for a hobby and not to sell. And of course, before you make items to sell, you'll go ahead and practice first. So let me go ahead. I should have been gluing while I was talking. This glue is kind of thick. I probably should have had the bottle turned upside down so the glue would come out. There it is. So yeah, just like I said, whenever you're crafting, always start with the cheapest materials first, because you're going to practice first before you sell or before you give away. And of course, you know, if you got kids or something and you're experimenting on stuff, kids don't care. They like free stuff. So at least that way, you know, you've got your practice in. You see how good it looks. Again, this glue is kind of thick. I'm not putting much on there. And I'm seeing now, after I cut this out before I recorded the video, I probably should have done 2 of the foundation piece, just because this is going to be kind of flimsy. I don't know if you can see these cut lines right here. This is for the person that you give this to open up the back and get the candy out. So I'm trying to see which piece I want to use to go under here. One half is smaller than the other one. Again, this is not a perfect fit. Let me try this one. This one might be the closest. And I'm gonna put, let me go ahead and put my, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and put my candy on the inside. This is just me practicing, so I'll probably give it to one of the kids I got at home. Got this little bag of Hershey's Kisses from the Dollar Tree. I'm still working on this bag that I used in my last craft. These little Valentine hearts. You can put any kind of candy in these. I'm not gonna put too much because again, if you do this, and let me stop. I got this SVG from svgocean.com. They've got a lot of paper crafts there and a lot of SVGs, and they have a lot of freebies too. So y'all go check them out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the head first and not press down the body. And then I'm gonna stick this under here and lay it down. Now again, this is, oh, look at here. This is not gonna be a perfect fit just because this is not the right size. And y'all see what just happened. It kind of tore a little bit. Again, I'm experimenting. This is my first time doing this. So I would probably, if I did it again, I would use the circle. Circle is just easier to use versus a heart, because not all hearts are created equal. As you see here, the heart here has a little bit more rounder edge, whereas this actual ornament has sharp edges. So let me get my tweezers to pick up these smaller pieces. So I'm gonna do the little ear pieces now. Let me see how they go. Is it that way? Here's the other one. So this is not perfect, but I'm just experimenting. Again, we all know most of crafting is experimentation anyway, especially when you're doing something for the first time. You know, a lot of people, when they craft, they already, you know, try this out, make sure that this worked, or, you know, they had the correct ornament type to use. I didn't do that. I was like, I'm gonna wing it, and whatever happens, happens. And see, this is why you experiment. It's for stuff like this, you know. So if you had to make this for somebody, and there's some seepage coming out, but that's okay, because again, this is an experimental piece. If you had to make this for somebody, now you got to go all over and buy everything again because this was the wrong size heart. And I had to trace this heart out on a piece of paper and then draw it out to try to see what size. All right, I guess that'll go right there. Let me do his eyes. And he'll probably be cross-eyed because, yeah. So we're gonna put one eye right here. And then we're gonna put another eye. And then this mouthpiece, I had to actually end up cutting twice because that piece is so small. Let me turn it around. So that certain particular piece is so small that it tore. when you're cutting thin lines with paper, the best thing to do is have a new blade. New blade helps a lot. We'll put that right there. Now this should have been a lighter shade of brown, but I did not have one. So this was kind of what I had. And if you can see what I'm talking about, that was really thin. And so the first one that I cut tore when I was trying to pull it off the paper, just because it is so thin. So that's something to think about. And as I stated in my first video, all papers are not created equal. This is a textured paper. This black is. They were out of the smooth black paper. He looks cross-eyed. So they were out of the black smooth paper whenever I went to the store. Oh, I forgot his eyebrows. That's why I knew something was missing. Well, let me go ahead and put his heart cheeks on. All paper is not created equal. Whenever you are making something, especially all my newbies, test cut is your best friend. So if you all are using your Silhouette cameos, or I don't know if Cricut has a test cut. I'm team Silhouette, so any Cricut users will be able to, you know, chime in on that one. But what the test cut does, it cuts a small little square with the triangle on the inside, just to see, you know, if you can lift it up and, you know, pull it off of your material. So if your blade depth is not deep enough, then it won't cut through. That way you haven't messed up a whole sheet of whatever your material is, whether it be vinyl or something like that. Because I tell you what, I messed up a whole lot of vinyl when I first started crafting. Because I know Silhouette has their own preset presettings for when it comes to cutting vinyl and stuff like that. But for me, it just, you know, because for paper cardstock, it's the blade is like on 20 pressure. 20 pressure did not work for me. Just like I said, all cardstock is not created equal. So I had to put it on 33, my pressure of 33, and I had to do it on and I put his eyebrow on backwards. And I had to do it to cut it twice. That's what has been working for me. If I cut it twice, that'll get a cleaner cut. Now, you'll see on this teddy bear, the edges are kind of rough because I thought I had it set on 2 passes. But what it was, I did cut lines on here, so it would cut each individual layer. And so every time I would change to another layer, it would reset the settings, if that makes sense. It would reset the cut settings, and I thought it did. So after it was halfway through cutting, I was like, oh my goodness, I messed this up. So this is how this turned out. Let me stand up. So this is what he looks like. Now y'all see I over glued it, but that's okay. That'll dry clear. Again, this will end up going to one of my kids, so no biggie. You see where this part here was just, you know, not good, because again, not all hearts are created the same. And I probably should have took my hot glue gun and glued this down, because this is not sticking, and that's probably what I'll end up doing just to make it stay. But here he is again. Let me put him down so you can see it. So yeah, something that I'm just doing now. I think it's cute, even though I messed up. Again, this image did not come this big, but I had to make it this large because of the diameter of this heart. This heart is really big. So in order for the heart to be able to fit there, I had to make it larger. But yeah, that's a good thing about an SVG. You can increase and decrease the size. So if I were to find the smaller hearts like this, I could make a smaller bear. So yeah, I got my paper again, and y'all, not trying to be rude, but during my videos, I tell the materials that I use. So y'all kind of listen, because I know a lot of people have the tendency to hop on the video, skip through till they get to the final finished product, and then start asking, hey, what is this? What did you use? How did you use this? Where did you get this from? Blah, blah, blah. All the information is in the video. I don't mind answering questions, but sometimes I don't get my notifications from YouTube letting me know that somebody has asked a question, and so it'll be late before I, can respond. So it's not that I purposefully ignore somebody. It's just I didn't get that notification. So yeah, listen to the video in its entirety. I know sometimes they're long. Again, I got this SVG from svgocean.com. I got all of my paper from Hobby Lobby. The paper is normally 79 cents for the cardstock. They have smooth cardstock, texture cardstock, printed cardstock. So I got all of my cardstock from Hobby Lobby. I got this dome from Hobby Lobby as well. Here's the package in case you see it's an ornament. And it gives you the dimensions right there. Candy came from the Dollar Tree. The glue, Aleene's Tacky Glue, got this one from the Dollar Tree. So anyway, turned out cute. I wouldn't call it a total fail, but I would call it a learning thing. So anyway, thank you guys so much. This video was long. I didn't intend it to be so long, but y'all know how I am. Anyway, happy Saturday. Hope you guys enjoy your day. Continue to stay safe and be blessed. Take care of yourself. And as I always say, do whatever makes you happy. For me, that's crafting. Hit the notification button so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. If you are not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment down in the comment section if you found this helpful. And share. All right. See you later. Bye-bye.